Hey everyone, this is Brian from Guess Who Gifts. I am here today to show you how to print with sublimation on a 20-ounce mug in a convection oven. And I'm going to show you all the tools that you need and how it's done. So here we go. So like I said, I'm going to be doing this in a convection oven, but I wanted to let you know they do sell 20-ounce mug presses. So this is specifically designed for a larger ceramic mug. And so you can see it actually, the good thing about it, a heat press is it's much quicker. But as you can see, even this one, even though this is made for a 20-ounce mug, it still has a gap here. So if you wanted to do a full around mug, then you definitely need to do a convection oven. I happen to be stopping right at the handle on this one as well, but with a convection oven, you can even put something on the handle and it'll print there. But anyway, so here's everything you need. Obviously you need a printer. I happen to have an Epson ET4760, which is fine for mugs. This isn't the best for shirts because it only goes up to 8.5 by 11, or what some might call A4, but it's a great printer, great quality. Obviously you need a computer and a design software program. But anyway, the sublimation paper, I already cut it out to make this video shorter, but this is what I'm going to be putting on the 20-ounce mug. A lot of my customers like the 20-ounce mug because it's bigger than your standard 15-ounce. So here's the list of everything you need. Okay, so long story short, really you're going to need a paper cutter. You don't have to use this exact one. You can use one of the roller cutters, or scissors, I guess, like this, or scissors or whatnot. But I find this easier. It kind of folds out and you can cut nice and cleanly with this. I always recommend one of these because you can go around an object and measure exactly. This is heat tape and a heat tape dispenser, butcher or parchment paper, and you want your parchment paper to be non-waxed. Like I said, this is a sub paper. This happens to be 120 gram, I believe. I think that's what the G stands for, but it's a little thicker than some and less thick than others. This is a heat glove up to 940 degrees. I highly recommend them. And then obviously a ceramic sublimation coated mug. You can't just use any mug that you get from Walmart or anywhere. It needs to be ready for sublimation. And then this is a lint-free cloth. I use this to kind of clean around the mug, make sure there's no fingerprints or anything crazy on the mug that you can wipe off. And this is a 20-ounce mug wrap. Some people use shrink wrap, some people use, I guess, whatever, or use masking tape or other kind of tape, but I like the silicone mug wrap. So that's everything you need. And then of course, like I said, I have a Hamilton Beach convection oven, and when I do it, I put it on air fry and then put it at 450 degrees. And the reason I put it at 450 is, as you can see, my oven isn't, well, it's not done heating up, but the internal temperature isn't always the same as the temperature that's here. But the air fry on this particular model blows and circulates the air a little better. When I'm doing a mug, I do put the mug on this rack instead of setting it in between the two bars. I think it does a better job of heating it up evenly. So anyway, that's everything you need, and now I'm gonna get going. I'll show you steps along the way. Okay, so like I said, I already kind of wiped this one down, but I just take this lint-free cloth and kind of make sure there's nothing sticking on here that's gonna make my image quality stink. And then for this, I'm going to make sure it's nice and centered. Like I said, this isn't a full mug wrap. It almost reaches all the way around, but not quite. And it doesn't really matter because the background is white on this thing anyway. So I just want to make sure it's nice and even. It goes from top to bottom here. Sorry. So about right like that. I think that's pretty good there. And so now I'm just going to get my heat tape And the tighter you can get this, the better. You know, we are going to be using a mug wrap to make it pretty tight as well, but you know, I'll tell you, the tighter you can get this stuff, the better you're gonna be, better off you're gonna be. I think I want this up a little higher than it is. I'm gonna hit pause so I don't waste your time. I'll be right back. Okay, so anyway, I just kind of go all the way down the seam. If I'm not doing a full wrap, you know, some people say just to put paper like this anyway. It's up to you. I recommend always trying to cover as much as you can with paper, but if not, make sure if you just do a little image right here in the middle, that you completely tape all the way around the image. I'm not going to tape all the way around here because it's all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom, but I am going to add some parchment or butcher paper, and I'm going to make that as, let me show you. It's hard to do this with one hand. So anyway, basically what I'm going to do is make that as tight as possible as well. This is why I like a tape dispenser. It makes it much easier to rip the tape off while you're still holding the paper tight. So anyway, I'm just going to do something like that. It doesn't need to be exact because I'm going to do a mug wrap anyway. Maybe if I could do it over again, I'd probably do a little bit less paper than that. Make sure you preheat the oven. Like I said, for a mug, I'm going to do at, I put mine at 450 degrees for 14 minutes, but it really only ends up being like 415 or 420 is the temperature. But anyway, so then when you're putting this mug wrap on, you want to make sure it's even on both sides. I don't know if y'all can see this right here. This is what it will look like. And then I'm going to try to point you down so you can see it a little better. But basically there's these little things like this, and this is this style of mug wrap. There's different styles obviously, but you hook it on one side and then see how it's hooked right here, and then you do the same thing on the other side, and this gets it as tight as I'm not doing a good job getting it on here. Hold on, let me do it with my other hand. So basically, you just squeeze and get it on there like that. It's really not as hard as I just made it look, but I think it was because I was trying to show you. But anyway, so now this is on. Again, this wrap is specifically made for a 20-ounce mug. And so now I'm gonna put it in the oven. You don't have to put your glove on to put it in at first, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to. So now let me switch you over to my convection oven, and I'll show you what we're doing. Okay, so you can see my internal temperature is right at like 420, 425. And so, and I have it set at 450. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in. You wanna try to put it as close to the middle as possible. What I like about this oven is, see how I have a little rotisserie thing? I can just kind of point this right at that, make sure it's not too close to this one or that back burner, and close this and set the timer for 14 minutes. And I'll be back. I do flip it at 7. I don't know if that's really needed, but I'm gonna do it because that's what I've always done. And I'll see you in about 7 minutes. Okay, everybody, we're right at 7 minutes. So I'm just gonna take this and flip it over. Again, it's not really 100% necessary. I just like to make sure it's getting evenly cooked, even though this does have top and bottom. So I think we'll be good, but I just wanted you to see what I do. And we're still right at 400 and something, and this is still at 450. I'll see you in 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, everyone, my timer just went off. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention, so you didn't get to hear it go off. So now I'm putting on my glove, and I'm going to, this one automatically shuts off, or you can set it to stay on. But anyway, it's pretty hot. So anyway, I'm gonna show you how to take this thing off. It's pretty simple. Basically, sorry, when you just get one of them off, both sides pop off nice and easily. So now I'm gonna show you, I'm actually gonna switch hands so that I can use my right hand. I happen to be right-handed. so I can show you me taking this off. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry for that. So anyway, again, you got to be very careful because it is super hot. The butcher paper and the heat tape come off really, really easy. Just don't touch the mug with your finger. I happen to have a little bit. It looks perfect to me. I just want to show you real quick. So there's Diet Coke all the way around. I don't see any bad spots. Ooh, sorry, I dropped it. Wouldn't that have stunk if I cracked it? But anyway, some people say dip it in some warm water, but I don't do that. You know, maybe towards the end when it's super cool, because what you don't want to do is dip it in cold water because it'll shatter. That's my understanding is. I happen to have a fan right down here that I set them in front of. It really cool it off. But anyway, I hope this helps someone anyway. You can see how good it looks. I also want to show you the last few things that you might need is the shipping of it if you want to ship it to someone. So let me show you what I got over here while I let that cool off. These are two other mugs. I just wanted to show you how good and clear when you are printing the pictures can come out. So I put my name on one side and then my picture on the other. And then you can, if you want to do your company logo, this is for Guess Who Gifts. And then custom message here if you want to do some advertising or whatnot. And then I recommend some bubble wrap, obviously. And then I got these cool boxes, and these are 6x6. Obviously you'll need some tape, and they fit. The larger mugs fit very nicely down in this 6x6 with plenty of bubble wrap, and I haven't had one break yet, knock on wood. So anyway, two other things that you might want is a printer. I happen to use a Brother that works for, you know, with Etsy or USPS. It does not work for UPS. However, you can print anything on it, really. This scale is for smaller things, less than 5 pounds. And then I have a larger scale that you can go up to 450 pounds on, or 440 pounds. So, and then obviously tons of different shipping materials and boxes. So that's everything that I have. So thank you for watching, and if you can, or if you would, subscribe below, and also there's a link to my website and my Etsy page in the description. Thanks. Have a good one.